Special good morning to all. We'll now commence this press briefing. So good morning again. As I said, I want to welcome you to this morning's press briefing. Today's press briefing, we're here to reflect on the recently concluded, I think it's Nevis Anguilla National Bank Primary School Championships, football championship, as well as the other initiatives we have going on within the Department of Education and Sport. Before going any further, just some housekeeping matters. I'm kindly asking that you put your phone on silent or vibrate. In addition, during the presentation, please show some respect by being quiet while the persons at the head table are presenting. I now take this opportunity to introduce the head table. To my immediate left is Ms. Nicole Fraser, Education Officer with responsibility for health and wellness. On my far right, we have the Director of Sports, Mr. Alger Newton. And on my immediate right, the Honorable Troy Liebert, Minister with responsibility for education and sports. As I said, we'll be reflecting on the primary school football as well as a number of initiatives that are currently ongoing in sports and those that we have in the pipeline. I will now call on Ms. Fraser to bring you some remarks regards to primary school football.
Thank you, Mr. Claxton, and good morning to everyone at the head table. Good morning to everyone present and viewing online. The Nevis Primary School Football Championship was held under the patronage of Mr. Tyler Martin, who is a past student of the Mount Cross Preparatory School, and the tournament was proudly sponsored by the St. Kitts and Nevis Anguilla National Bank. Adding to the excitement this year, we had Movies at NIPAC and Caribbean Limited, who sponsored the Player of the Match Awards. This award recognized the outstanding performance for our young players for each match day. This year's tournament featured 10 primary schools from across Nevis. And as I announced the school, I would like you to give them a round of applause because we are so grateful to have all 10 primary schools participating. Charlestown Primary, Elizabeth Pemberton Primary, Ivor Walters Primary, Joyceling Liebert Primary, Maud Cross Preparatory, Montezuri Academy, Nevis Academy, St. James Primary, and the St. Thomas's Primary School, as well as the Violet O.J. Nichols Primary School. Despite the rain delays, the championship concluded on Sunday, 9th November at the E.T. Willett Park, and our final 4 teams were the Ivor Walters Primary School in 4th place, Charlestown Primary School in 3rd place, Joyceling Liebert Primary School 2nd place, and the champions, the St. Thomas's Primary School. A heartfelt appreciation is extended to the coaches, school staff, parents, bus drivers, school cooks, medical team, the local organizing committee for their dedication and contribution to the success of the tournament. I would like to go through the individual awards that were presented on that night, as I believe the children were truly outstanding. For the 3rd and 4th place game, the player of the match was Mr. Matthew Palmer of the Charlestown Primary School. In the grand finals, The player of the match was Mr. Aiden Jack of the St. Thomas's Primary School. Back-to-back outstanding female footballer, we have Ronnie Isles of the St. Thomas's Primary School. Our young and upcoming footballer of the St. Thomas's Primary School, we have Mr. Marvin Hamilton Jr. Fair Play Award was given to the Nevis Academy. Best goalkeeper, Mr. Ty Clark of the Joyceling Library Primary School. Best defender of the Joyceling Library Primary School, we have Jevon Matthew. Our top goal scorer, amassing a total of 14 goals, Jamali Kelly of the Joyceling Library Primary School. The tournament MVP is Mr. Ezekiel Dickinson of the St. Thomas's Primary School. Our regular season champions, the Joyceling Library Primary School. And I would have mentioned the 4th place, Ivor Walters, 3rd place, Charlestown Primary, 2nd place, Joyceling Library Primary School, and our champions, the St. Thomas's Primary School. Again, I would like to thank the general public for supporting, and as mentioned, the general public would have paid a fee at the gate, and I must thank you for that. Thank you for listening.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Fraser, for providing that reflection on the tournament. I think it was a truly amazing tournament. I happened to be in St. Kitts yesterday, and there was this lady, she called me Mr. Nevis, and she told me she was disappointed that she missed the final. Now, she has no horse in the race, but she happened to attend a few games, and she really enjoyed the atmosphere that she would have experienced. And it's because of course, the children, the coaches who played a great part in and making it that way, but the fans especially. While development is at the focus of this initiative, we must say that we have also developed a very, I will consider it a premium product. And I want to really thank the coaches because they put in the work. Because without the players, there will be no product. So I wanted to give the coaches a round of applause again, please. In addition to the primary school football, we have a number of initiatives that are currently going on within the high school, and I will now call in the director of sports, Mr. Alger Newton, to provide a report on that.
Thank you. I want to say a special good morning to everyone listening to us live and everyone here live at this press conference this morning. Before I move on to the high school tournament, I would like to share my sentiments regarding the primary school tournament. It would have been an excellent tournament, arguably one of the most competitive tournaments thus far, and I think the youngsters really deserve a round of applause for that. Testament to this, I believe, is all down to the hard work and the preparation, and I'm seeing a number of the coaches in the back. I also would like us to applaud them also. They would have done exceptionally well. Now, one of the things that we would have done during the primary school tournament, and we've been going back and forth with education, we have a very harmonious relationship, and we would have been able to negotiate. We want more games played, so we were able to have the tournament move from zones to single round robin. So we would have played a total of 45 matches. Each one of these games, for every game, we would have had 3 referees, referee, AR, and 4th officials for all of the matches. For that, I would like to say a special thank you to all of the referees who would have volunteered and make this possible. This ensured that our tournament was properly run. There are some standout performances, of course. I also would like to say a special thank you to the technical director from the SKNFA. He was present at most of the matches. We are working closely because one of the things that people are asking, what happens after this tournament? Exciting tournament, very competitive. What do we do with the talents? So right away, we have already started to identify some of the talents to put them in some of the national teams. particularly U13. We know of the history with one or two of our girls morphing into the U13 league, like Ronnie Isles, Kalia Herbert from the St. James Primary, Zion from Viogen Primary. So there's quite a couple, and we've already identified a couple more. Destiny Hussein, and there are more. And we are already identifying a couple who will be morphing into the U13, U14 programs. Currently running, we have the high school tri-series, football, under 14 males, and open category that is ongoing. The final match will be played on the 16th, that is this Sunday, at the ETW. We are encouraging the general public to come out and support the match. They need your support just as much as the kids need your support. We have a way, we show up bigly for the primary schoolers, and as soon as they graduate, the numbers start to decline. We are the support. So we really want to see the crowd in the on the final match day. We also would have had some exciting netball at the Grey Hall Stevens Netball Complex. We had 14 and under category, and we also had the open category. Individual awards, I would like to make special mention of some. Best shooter, we had Ariel Herbert. Best center court player, Janisha Maynard. Most valuable player, MVP, Jakima Harvey, and this is in the 14 and under category. Jevonique Hamilton, Fair Play Award went to Jenique Dorr. And in the open category, we had best shooter, Devin James. Best center court player, Decoya Mills. Most valuable player, Devin James. Best defender, Tanika Jeffers. Fair Play Award went to Devin James. Can we give them a clap, please? Now, whilst we are in the, what we will call the quote-unquote fourth quarter, the Department of Sport have been purposely active, very pushed by the PS and, of course, the very supporting Minister, Honorable Utrai Libel, and Assistant Principal Secretary, Mr. Jamie Claxton. They've been working us very hard. We have coming up the launch of the Cricket Academy. This will be in early January and will be led by our sports coordinator, Mr. Carl Tuckett. Also, we will have Keith Atherton, Kezon Archibald, and Bulgrin Sharma will lead this charge. A branch of the Cricket Academy will be first and second formers elite program. This would have started already, would have started this Monday gone. Keith Atherton is leading the charge in that regard. Club run, a number of persons been asking me what's going on with the club run. We would have had one already. We're looking to continue. We wanted to have one this month, but of course, early on in the month, GSS would have had their cross country. Sometime soon, CSS will be having their cross country. So we are looking to have one early in December. So that's just a general update. U17 Parish League have been away for some time now. We will be rebranding. We will be relaunching it. So the U17 Parish League, that's football, will be launching on the 22nd of November. So stay tuned and look out for more information regarding that. Also, there's some basketball players and they're saying that we've been giving them a little bit of knockbout. So we are trying to see how much we could provide safe play for all of the players, not just football, not just cricket, not just netball, but all the sports that the kids are interested in. And in December, the final week, we also will be having a tri-series, CSS versus JSS, basketball competition. So look out for that as well. Yes, and finally, I would like to thank the general public for supporting all of the initiatives that we have been spearheading. The support would have been great. Same with the football, same with the netball, same with the primary school. I'd like to say a special thank you to everyone. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Newton. So as you are aware, we are the ministry and departments of education and sports, we are on a, specifically related to sports, we are on a journey to really ramp up the sporting landscape here in Nevis. We recognize the importance of sports, and one of the most important aspects of sport, St. Kitts and Nevis, or Nevis in particular, we may never win a World Cup. We may win an Olympic gold once every 4 Olympics, but it is very important that we have a strong base, because without participation, we'll have no chance at all. But with participation, there's an opportunity, there's always a chance. And by us putting on all these various events, sports related, we are hoping that some bright light emerge which will make us proud on the international stage. So this is very strategic. Some of the best countries in the world, I know of a country where I think it's, what they call it, Moldova, yeah. Their thing is participation at U level, participation at U level, participation at U level, regardless of the sport. They want a majority of the youth population taking part in sports. Of course, for healthy living, but hoping that some bright light emerge from those participation. And so we are strategically trying to basically copy that approach and hope that in the not too distant future, we see some bright lights, whether it's on the West Indies team, whether it's playing professional football, whether it's running at the Commonwealth Games or the Olympics, of that thought. So it's, I know we spoke about the schools and so forth, but I really want to thank the principals, because your main goal is to ensure that the children get instructional time. Very important. I know sometimes we come with a lot of things. A lot of time we have to negotiate the release of the children, and you've been very, very supportive. You understand the importance of play. And so I want you all to give all the principals in the room, and those who are not present, with a round of applause. I think you have bought into the vision that we have for sports and education in terms of marrying the two. And so, I know back in the days, people used to say that it's one or the other, but you've bought into it. And I think the working relationship in ensuring that our students develop on both fronts has been tremendous. I will now call on the Honorable Utroy Liberd to bring his remarks.
Good morning, everybody. Thank you for coming out this morning. I'm happy to see all of the young people and the teachers and principals and so on who are here. Happy for all those who have joined us via YouTube on the Department of Education page or Facebook on the department's page also. I recognize everybody at the head table. I would also like to recognize the permanent secretary, Ms. Claxton, who just came in, and the deputy PEO, Mr. Williams, who is there also. All of the protocols being observed. I'm very happy to be here this morning, especially coming off of the successes that we have had with the St. Kitts Nevis Anguilla National Bank Primary School Football Tournament, and also our Queen of the Courts Netball Tournament. Of course, the ministry, which is a Ministry of Education, Library Services, Youth, Sports, and Information Technology, that's the entire ministry, and we work as one. And we continue to advance our mission when it comes to sports, promoting sport as a key pillar in the holistic development of our youth here on Nevis. And I think it's important for me to stress on the holistic development of our youth, because we are not just wanting to get our young people involved in sports for the sake of competition. I know sport is something where you can get instant gratification, or you can instantly feel bad, depending on whether you win or you lose. But inside of winning and losing, there are lessons for our young people to learn, lessons that will take them through life. You learn how to win graciously, and you know how to lose and take it and come back and try to do better next time. I think those are life lessons that we want to teach to our children, and sport is just a vehicle for us to do that. When we think about sports, long before we think about competition, I know everybody is coming for the competition, and the general public loves the competition, and we love the support of the general public, of course. But long before we get to competition, we want to think about development. We are looking at sport as a vehicle for the development of our young people. You would have heard the director of sports speak earlier about some of our footballers who are now getting into the national setup at the under 14, under 15, and different levels, and they're getting opportunities to represent the federation throughout the region and elsewhere. We also have young persons who have gotten opportunities to go off to the United States and to other places to enter universities because they are able to excel in sports. So sport, when we think about it, we think about the development of our young people. Certainly since I have been involved with this ministry, since I got the ministry, I've been approached by people time and time again around Nevis asking, well, what are you all doing about sports? We don't have this happening, or we don't have that happening. And what we have endeavored to do, what I've given the mandate to the leadership to do, is to develop our sporting activities here on the island of Nevis, especially when it comes to our young people, because they are the foundation. And one thing you learn about sports, if you're going to become professional or world-class at any sport, you have to start early. You have to start developing the motor skills and all of those things that you're going to require very, very early. So what we are trying to do is to develop our young people from an early age. And I really want to stress on the development part of it. I love the competition part of it. I mean, you all saw me go out and try to kick for cash, even though I was unsuccessful. So I love a good competition. I also love a good laugh. And I would urge us that while we are competing, that we don't take ourselves too seriously, that we have some fun with the competition also. So let me congratulate the St. Thomas's Primary School and all who are involved. All those who are involved with the St. Thomas's Primary School, they emerged as the winners of our National Bank Primary School football tournament. And I think they did a wonderful job throughout the tournament. Let me at the same time congratulate the Joycelyn Liburd Primary School and all who are involved with the Joycelyn Liburd Primary School. You could give them a round of applause too. They were the runner-ups in the tournament, placing second in the final, and I was pretty much at every match day throughout the season. And throughout the season, the Joycelyn Liburd Primary School did not lose a game until they got to the finals. So throughout the regular season, they were probably the best team in the tournament. But that's why we play the final, okay? And that's what sport is about. And those are the lessons that we can take from sport. So I want to congratulate the Joycelyn Liburd Primary. Let me also congratulate the Charlestown Primary School and the Ivor Walters Primary School, who were the two other teams in our Final Four. Charlestown Primary placed in third and the Ivor Walters placed in fourth. Let's give them a round of applause. And I want to also commend all of the other schools that took part in our tournament. I believe that every single school, if I'm correct, every single school in the tournament would have won at least one game, right? Okay, so let's give a round of applause to all of our other primary schools. And I think that the way that the tournament is being run, every school gets to have a moment. I think every school gets to play in the last game of the day, which we have dubbed the sort of feature game. So it's an opportunity to highlight all of our schools and all of the players on all of the team. Remember that we are promoting our young people. It's not just about winning through the score, but it's about winning through participation. When it comes to our young people, you do not know what it could do for them to come out and to see so many people out there cheering for them and so on. On that note, I want to thank the general public because I think that the support for our tournament has gone up, quite a lot this year. I think we had a lot of support last year and the year before and so on, but I think this year we have risen to a new high, and the final was quite the crescendo. I was very much amazed walking through the park. I went through and through the park, and I thought that I had gone back in time to a time when we used to have the inter-primary championships at E.T. Willett Park. That is the type of crowd that we had at the park on Sunday, and I was very much amazed by the crowd, and I was heartened, and I want to thank the Nevision public for really coming out and supporting our young people. And that is the type of support that I am looking for from the general public going forward, not just for primary school football, but for our secondary series that we have going on, for our netball tournaments that we have, for our cricket tournaments that we are going to have next year. That is the type of support that I'm looking for from the general public. You have showed the young people, you have showed the children that you can give the support, and so I'm going to want to call on the general public to continue to give us that support. I also want to sound a little note of caution because, whenever you're getting happy and so on, you can't get carried away with yourself. And I want us to remember that the sports, they are about growth, discipline, and respect on all of those things. And so I want to encourage the general public that when you come out, the children, they're going to be feeding off of your energy, okay? And what we want is positive energy when we are walking around through the crowd and so on. I happen to be walking around through the crowd, and I will say that from time to time, I felt some energy that I really did not like from some members of the general public in the crowd. We are a very small island. We are all neighbors, in a true sense of the word. It takes less than 20 minutes driving below the speed limit, because we're always going to drive with due care and attention. It takes less than 20 minutes driving below the speed limit for us to get to anywhere that we want to get here on the island of Nevis. It's a small island. We are all neighbors, and in many cases, we are family. And we need to keep that spirit of love. We need to keep that spirit of sportsmanship. When the whistle blows for the game to begin, or whatever event it is, when the whistle blows, we can all support our teams vigorously. But when the last whistle blows for the game to end, we should all come together, shake hands, smile with each other, and hug each other. Because at the end of the day, we are all neighbors. I don't like this kind of thing where people, start arguing with each other over sport, and then that carries over into something else. So for those persons who are doing that, I want to speak to you directly and admonish you to stop doing that. That's not the type of energy that we want at our sporting events. We are talking about the development of our young people. It's not just about these young people playing a game to win. I think that we have athletes here on Nevis that have real potential to do well. We have footballers that have potential. We have track athletes and field athletes that have potential. We have netballers that have potential. We have cricketers that have potential. And they will need the right type of energy around them. I was also told to talk about our swimmers too, because our swimming is now turning into something big, and our basketball players. So in general, we have a lot of young athletes who have real potential to do well. And they're not going to be able to go out into any university anywhere in the world if they have bad attitudes, because there are students everywhere in the world who are good at sport. And what should separate our athletes, our Nevision athletes, would be the fact that they have that really good attitude and they are disciplined. Those are the type of athletes that we want to develop here on Nevis. And the general public should know that the athletes are going to feed off of their energy. So we want you to come out and support, but we want you to bring good energy when you come out and support. I want to talk a little bit about our netball, because I enjoyed the netball too. I think the netball, for the most part, was very well run. I want to commend the folks at the departments who were involved, both sports and education, who came together. I want to also commend our volunteers, the referees, and everybody who came on board to ensure that it was a success. Our EMTs, because we've had EMTs for all of our events. So I want to really highlight and thank our EMTs, the parents and the teachers, those who are coming out. These events are going into the night, so we really value the fact that you're coming out and supporting. And of course, our coaches. This thing couldn't happen without our coaches going the extra mile. Our coaches are really superheroes, you know, walking around as regular people. I will highlight St. Thomas's just because they won the football tournament, and I was there on Monday to congratulate them for winning the football tournament. Myself and the deputy PS were there, and I did highlight that in driving on the road in the St. Thomas's Primary School area through the summer, I think it was late summer, I already saw them on the football field training and practicing. So I would think they got a head start and they were working really hard. So that would explain, you know, maybe why they came out on top. So sometimes the hard work shows. So again, I want to commend our coaches because they do a remarkable job, and I don't think that they get enough commendations for the work that they do. I want to also commend all of the other school staff. You know, you have been working really hard, and I think it's rewarding when you work hard and then you come out and you see the students really represent. I want to say a word to our young people before I stop, of course. When you're out there representing in sports, you're representing yourselves, you're representing your schools, you're representing your island, you're representing your federation, you're representing all of us. So carry yourselves with dignity and pride. Go out and play your sport to the best of your ability. And I'm looking forward to seeing a few of you going on to do really big things in the outside world. And it starts right here with the small steps that you're making now. So congratulations to all of you on what you have been doing. And I look forward to seeing what the future holds. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Minister, for your words. Just to add, we didn't mention it earlier, but this coming Saturday, we have the primary school football all-star game, which will feature some of the top players who participated in this year's competition. It's a celebration, so I'm encouraging you to come out and support the players. So it's no longer Malt Cross Preparatory. It's no longer EPPS. It's no longer VOGen, but a celebration of the young footballers here in Nevis. So, Mrs. Leiber, you know, come out. You don't have to wear a yellow shirt. You could just how you are. Oh, yes, Saturday evening, 6 p.m. Mrs. Van, you don't have to wear your Falcons. Just come out and support your All-Stars. So I'm encouraging everybody this coming Saturday, ETW Park, the 2025 Primary School All-Star Game, which will feature our top young players. They're going to be on different teams, so we could have players who play for the same team coming up against each other. It's going to be exciting. Come on out and celebrate our footballers. We'll now have, let's see. Miss Quilly, why are you here this morning? I just want to know. I want to ask a question. First, okay. Thank you very much. So, early in the season, you know, we would have decided to charge for attending the games. And the reason for doing this, we wanted to find ways of course, giving back to the schools. I would have mentioned that the money made from attending the games, the admission fees will be donated back to the schools. I'm going to turn it over to Ms. Fraser to give you how much we made, and then we'll do a presentation. I will ask the permanent secretary to join the minister in doing the presentation. So, Ms. Fraser.
So the fees at the gate total to $13,500. So thank you to the general public, $13,500 EC dollars. Each school will get something out of that total, but definitely the top 4 teams will get a bit more. So thank you again to the general public.
So I think 13,000 is reasonable. So next year we're going to charge more. So putting it out, we want to double it. You know, the support was good, and then we did the season pass thing. We should have charged every game, but anyway, we've learned our lesson because we want to give more to the schools. So next year when we charge more, still encourage the patrons to come out and support. I will now call on the permanent secretary as well as the minister to do the presentations.
We'll invite the principals and a student or students to collect. First, at the facility, the Malt Cross Preparatory School. They received $1,080. $1,080. St. James Primary also received $1,080. Okay. Elizabeth. Okay. Schools placed in 5th to 10th place all received $1,080. St. James Primary. Then Elizabeth Pemberton Primary. EPPS. Then VOJN. Violet O.J. Nichols Primary. Then Montezuri and Nevis Academy in that order. Montezuri Academy. Nevis Academy. Please. Okay, so we'll move on to fourth place, who received $1,350 at the gate from the gate funds and an additional $400, which totaled to $1,750. Ivor Walters Primary School. The additional $4 is from the Ministry of Education and Sports for making it to the final four. In third place, Charlestown Primary received $1,485 from gate funds and an additional $400 from the ministry, totaling $1,885. In second place, Joycelyn Liebert Primary received $1,755 from gate fees and an additional $600 from the ministry, totaling $2,355. And our champions, the St. Thomas's Primary School, received $2,430 from gate fee, and the ministry would have given an additional $1,000, totaling $3,430. For all? So, St. Thomas's Primary received $3,430. Joycelyn Liebert received $2,355. Charlestown Primary received $1,885. Ivor Walters received $1,750. And Nevis Academy, Montezuri Academy, VOJN, EPPS, St. James, and Mount Cross Preparatory all received $1,080.
Well, congratulations to all the teams. I was here discussing with my colleague, Mr. Newton. I know in the Escanafe League, Division 1, I think, teams that don't make the Final Four get $1,000, but our primary school got 1,080. So it shows we are paying more money than the senior leagues. So it should be proud. I want to take this opportunity now to call all the coaches forward. We want to just once again recognize them as well as getting a good picture. So all the primary school coaches, can you please come forward?
And from the Charlestown Primary, we have Cazel Williams and Royston Queely. Elizabeth Pemberton Primary, Adelvin Phillip and Tiana Liebert. St. Thomas's Primary, Jasmine Charles and Jamal Hamilton. Joycelyn Liebert Primary, Hugh Troy Liebert and Governing Manners. VOJN Primary, we have Dulani Phillip and Shamis Bartlett. Ivor Walters Primary, we have Andresia Slater and Hakeem Harvey. St. James Primary, we have Celine Hendrickson and Adrian Williams. Representing Montessori Academy, William, and Maud Cross, Miss Freeman, Miss Roberts from Montessori, from Nevis Academy, we'll ask Miss Corey Lawrence to represent the coaches.
So yeah, a double line. A double line. Let me see my. All right, as my colleague stated, sometimes we get so caught up in the moment of the game and of play that we forget how much work has to be done behind the scenes to get the students to where they are. And while everyone in the room has provided some level of support, when it comes to the leadership in terms of the various sporting events, these are the persons who are at the front, on the front lines. Sometimes you don't see them general public, but they're out there at 6 a.m., they're out there, and most of the times it's not because they're assigned to be there. They have taken initiative over the years, and on behalf of the entire ministry, I want to express our heartfelt appreciation and to, in the presence of the public, give my commitment and our commitment as a ministry to ensure that you are honored in a way that is suitable. Congratulations.
So, okay. So thank you, coaches. Just that we have it on record, because Mr. Philip keeps saying it, we'll do something special for the coaches. We'll now have a brief presentation to our secondary schools, led by the Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Education, Ms. Claxton. And Mr. Deputy PO, Mr. Williams.
All right, so we are back, and of course we have spoken a lot about sports development, and we have shared with our primary schools. We've shared we shared the updates in relation to what is happening at the secondary schools. And this morning, there is another aspect of student development, of youth development, that we wanted to recognize. And as we had everyone here with us this morning, we thought that this was an opportune time. And so the ministry has procured some keyboards to help with the arts development, especially in the form of music. And we will be presenting them this morning to the secondary schools. And so we are going to call on leadership from the Charlestown Secondary School, as well as teacher and I know lead musician some days, or at least a keyboardist some days, Mr. Webb. We'll call you forward and we'll make the presentation to CSS. And we now call forward leadership from Gingerland Secondary, as well as music instructor, Ms. Powell, to collect on behalf of Gingerland Secondary School. All right, so I just want to say thank you to all of you. And as we look at the various avenues through which we can develop our students and our young people, we look forward to many more engagements, many more programs, and of course, great success. I now turn over to Mr. Claxton.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Claxton. So we're going to bring this morning's proceedings to a conclusion, but I want to end by saying that we have a vision at the Department of Sports and, of course, Education, where we're using all these initiatives to create what we call champions in life. So regardless of the avenue, whether it's sports, music, technology, we're trying to create champions for life. So we're kindly asking the general public, all our stakeholders, to continuously support us on this journey. We want to create a better Nevis, and the best way to start is at the youth level, of course, with our students. So again, thank you for coming this morning. Thank you for those who joined us online, viewing online, and this press briefing is now closed.